Blog Talk Radio.
What time is it?
WH Radio.
Welcome to WrestlingHeads Radio. This is me, Oscar, filling in for Skis today. He's doing the Kings game right now. Joining me now, I got my co-host. She just started last week, Salone. What's going on, Salone?
Hey, how you doing?
Good. Yeah, what a Raw we had. Just came out from watching Raw, and what a crazy-ass weekend starting from PWG. But speaking about PWG, we got a special guest tonight, and he's a former PWG champion, and he also won the AWS champion. And also, if you're familiar with SoCal Wrestling and Wrestling Society X on MTV, then the name I'm going to mention right now, you people are very familiar. Everybody, give it up for the Human Tornado. What's going on, Tornado?
Yo.
What's going on, man? Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear.
All right, cool.
Hope you're not in the bad area right now.
Well, I'm always in the bad area, you know what I'm saying? Black people just tend to hang out in bad situations and areas. I mean, that's just a comment.
Yeah, definitely. Before we start off asking you questions, I just want to let our listeners know that you guys can, if you guys have any questions for Human Tornado, you guys can give us a call at 760-454-1107, and or you can tweet us at WrestlingHeads, and we will get your questions to Human Tornado. All right, Tornado, I just want to ask you. My first question I want to ask you: how did you start? How it all started? Like, where did you train, and what made you decide to become a wrestler?
Well, first off, I went over to this little place called Anaheim, California, and I ran into a wrestling ring, and the kids at WPW pretty much introduced me to like everybody else. I got introduced to AWC. He wrestled in XPW for a cool minute with the dude Shady that looked like Eminem and stuff. And I went to Revolution Pro and started wrestling and training over there for like a year and a half before I got my first start.
Yeah. When was all that going on?
I'd say about roughly 2002-ish. Maybe like in the summer, around April or whatnot.
Yeah. Around the time? Yeah, so that's basically how it all began.
Did you grow up a wrestling fan? If so, like,
well, I
who
grew
did you look
up
up
watching
to?
wrestling. I just couldn't watch wrestling because you had to pay to watch that mess, like on pay-per-view and stuff, so I had the scramble vision, so I always had to fight to watch, you know, and the program that I like to watch.
Uh-huh.
Oh, are you
meaning
like back in those days when pay-per-view, how they worked on pay-per-view, that if you can't afford it, you got to pretty much watch Scramble? That's what you're talking about, right?
Yeah, if it wasn't Raw's War, you had Scramble Vision because they really didn't have any Thursday show,
I remember those days.
Show, no Wednesday show, no Friday show. I mean, Saturday Night Main Event was cool, but that came on like every some odd Saturdays, you know.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Who did you look up to? Did you have anybody that you really idolized or wanted to be like?
You mean what wrestler I wanted to be like?
Yeah, you know, like your.
Well, I always thought Flash Funk was pretty cool. I mean, he came up with like two biddies dancing and stuff. I mean, and Handplace did some pretty dope ass moves.
Yeah, Flash Funk, I remember him, and those two girls that I like to call them the original. Let me get it right. Funkadactyls. I always call them the Fuckadactyls, but it's the Funkadactyls.
I call it assholes. Or it was a booty list. Let's just say some Destiny's Child lyrics or some shit.
There you go.
Yeah. There you go. You see, activity right there. Yeah, him and Tornado should work in the WWE creative team.
What if they're there right now?
What do you mean?
It's like, how will we know?
Hey,
I might be the fly on the wall everyone talks about. But I don't really speak much, so yeah, we'll keep that silent.
All right. Let me ask you my next question. I want to ask you about Wrestling Society X. I mean, before I ask you, I just want to tell you, back then, I mean, it was great to have Wrestling Society X on MTV. I mean, back in those days, it was at the time WCW was already dead, ECW was dead, and then the only wrestling you could watch on TV was WWE. TNA was around, but back in those days, you had to pay $10, and I don't think I had a job at the time, and my mom was taking care of me, so I couldn't afford to pay $10 a week to watch TNA. So you got Wrestling Society X, you know, and when it finally aired, I was like, finally, something that we can watch besides WWE, you know. And yeah, so I just want to ask you, you know, you can give out your time about Wrestling Society X, like, you know.
Sorry about that. Just
give us like all the info, like how was it out during those days? And I know you had your match with X-Pac, so yeah, you can give
pretty dope.
Yeah. So
that's like one of the highlights of my whole career. I was like, who thought I would actually get a chance to wrestle one of the D-Generation X members? You know what I mean? Yeah, like I wasn't prepared for it. He wasn't prepared for it, so it was just one big classic match.
Yeah, and and then look at the roster you guys had. You had Vampiro, you had Justin Incredible, you had yourself, Little Cholo, and the Cartel. You had B-Boy, which he was not B-Boy. He was Delacello, if I'm not mistaken, right? Delacello, yeah. And then you had Matt Sydal, and for our listeners not familiar, that's Evan Bourne in the WWE today. Joey Ryan, he was Joey Magnum Ryan.
The Super 70s team.
Yeah, I mean, that was some fun shit to watch, and I just can't believe MTV didn't keep you guys long. So, I mean...
I don't even know if it was MTV that did us wrong or not. It was pretty much like the whole package. It was almost like Michael Jackson's Invincible album. It's like Michael Jackson was complaining about how much the album did get pushed and whatnot. And I kind of felt like the same way about the TV show.
Yeah. And
okay,
I remember we had Joey K.
A whole bunch of opportunities right after that program, so can't really complain about that.
Yeah. Because I remember we had Joey Chaos here about a month ago, or so, maybe longer than that, and he mentioned that, you know, the reason why it got took off MTV because somebody got fired from MTV, and the guy who was in charge wasn't digging the wrestling products, so that's why they pulled the plug on you guys. I don't know. I mean, that's the whole story, wasn't it?
All I know is the Mexicans loved it because that shit was on MTV Thrust for like a cool minute. Like, even after MTV got rid of the show, like, initially, like, MTV Thrust, like, kept playing, like, everything. So I got to give shout-outs to my Mexican homies for keeping the show alive over there in Mexico while MTV Thrust was around. I don't even know if MTV Thrust is around anymore.
Yeah.
Do you think that it could have been something bigger?
Oh, yeah. Like, the plans that they had, like, for, like, the next season and stuff would have, like, pretty much took off. Like, if anyone liked the internet stuff, all the stuff they had for, like, the next season would have been dope. Like, they had, like, a big crazy tag team match, like, idea. Like, it was going to be, like, this big-ass tournament and whatnot, but, you know, just didn't get off the blocks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because, I mean, if it was still around today, I believe you guys perhaps would have been the second biggest company. Like, maybe today it would have competed with TNA right now. I don't know about WWE because, you know, they have their network going on right now. And
well,
stuff,
I feel like we took like ECW's spot, but we can't really take ECW's spot, if you know what I mean, you know?
Yeah.
Right.
we were the only people around with the X or the X name, whatever, Extreme, whatever, or whatnot. So we just kind of just ran with that, try to be number 3 or whatever. Number 2, we already knew what number 2 was. We don't even know what the real focus was, you know what I'm saying, to go after anybody or whatnot, because we never got a chance to.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It was definitely something like, I remember though, you know, like, there's so much about it that you could see being stolen, like, later on. You know, even just the WWE's always wanted to interject, you know, the wrestling with the rock music, and that's never caught on with WWE fans, but that was so innovative, you know, to be on MTV, and you had fans, like these punk bands and stuff that were playing alongside you. That was really fun.
Yeah. It was a fresh idea. Like, I liked all the concerts like that they had on the first season.
Yeah.
First and last season, I should say. Which is still available on DVD if you guys still want to go buy it.
Yeah. Can you give us a plug where we can, like, say if our listeners are listening today who never got a chance to check out Wrestling Society X back in those days, you can give them the plug, like, where they can look it up?
Well, if anything, the website is still running. Surprisingly, like, I go check back on it, and it's still up there. It's still on the MTV website, wsx.mtv.com. It's still on there.
Okay.
Yeah,
I mean, I just pulled it up. Yeah, that's really funny. It's still up.
Yeah.
Check schedule for airtime.
Yeah,
a cool fact about WSX is that the ring itself was actually an AWS ring. And that was the main ring that they used, but they messed around and broke it, trying to break world records.
Hold on, you mean, you just said that that's the same ring that the one at AWS was using?
Yes, Alternative Wrestling Show was the, had the ring for WSX, and they had the ring for the World Record Battle Royal, was like 159 people. So they had about like 3 rings. The WSX ring was in the middle. And that's the last time we see that ring because it just kind of collapsed. It almost reminded of ECW when everyone rushed the ring and stuff and the ring collapsed and whatnot. It's kind of like that. So with a Battle Royal, so it made it even more crazy.
Yeah, that was, like I said, I mean, just for our listeners, if you guys want to check out WSX, Wrestling Society X, I mean, I recommend you guys check it out. I mean, back in those days, in the mid-2000s, I mean, it was like something that, you know, back in those days, you got something out of your chest. Like, there's any more wrestling you can watch besides WWE, and having these guys, you know, performing just to entertain us, they did a good job. I just can't believe MTV never kept you guys, and that's why today MTV sucks. Because, you know, they don't even play fucking music videos anymore, you know? I mean, they'll put a show. Yeah, they'll put a show called The Jersey Shore, and they will cancel Wrestling Society X, which I believe today would have been, like, big. Like, maybe TNA big, you know? I mean, I would have long.
I think we would have blew up TNA. TNA wouldn't have been around.
Yeah.
Just with the roster that we had. I mean, they were all good.
Yeah, and I also want to say, like, example, like, there's rumors going around about Samoa Joe's contract being up this year, and I can see, like, if you guys were still around, maybe they would try to get Samoa Joe, you know? I mean, that would have been a huge addition if WSX wasn't that, you know, around today, you know, having Samoa Joe in there, that would have been freaking awesome.
You think Samoa Joe's going to jump?
What was that again?
I said, you think Samoa Joe's going to cross the line?
Hey, he's a fucking beast. I'll tell you that right now. I actually saw him a few weeks ago against Willie Mack. I mean, that was a fucking good-ass match at the non-taping of Japanese Wrestling Hospital. So, I mean, the guy can still go. I mean, he's probably the top babyface today in TNA, but I mean, when his contract runs out, he goes, you know? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like I said again for our listeners, check out Wrestling Society X, and yeah, I mean you guys really need to check this out. So you got a question from?
Yeah, I know you were just talking about, your wrestling X-Pac was such a highlight. What are other highlights of your career that you consider, your favorite match or best moments?
Well, like I said, one of them is becoming PWG champion for the first time. That was pretty memorable back in Reseda. Faced Joey Ryan in that guerrilla warfare match. Wait, did I say guerrilla warfare? I did.
Yeah.
Guerrilla warfare.
Yeah, you did.
Either way, it's a struggle because, they have weapons and stuff on the outside, so everyone's just battling. And I ended up coming up victor that night. Just made me pretty damn cool because that's like this first place where I saw my first indie wrestling show is right there, that same place where I won the title. So I thought that was pretty nice.
Yeah.
I mean, PWG. I mean, we just went to the show on Friday. I saw you actually there watching the show, but yeah, I mean, I saw some of your stuff at PWG. I mean, my favorite match from you is probably against. I think I mentioned this in person. Was the match you had against Scorpio Sky, which you dunked on a basketball court, and while you're coming down, you did like a hurricane on Scorpio Sky. I mean, you remember that match, right?
Oh yeah, a lot of people got dunked on. I mean, Matt Seidel got dunked on, Sky got dunked on, Top Gun Tower got dunked on. I mean, if you catch me at a wrestling show and there's a basketball rim, it's 9 times out of 10 somebody might get dunked on. Too tall.
Yeah. I mean, that's what you used to do all the time, man. I remember, like, during those days, you used to fly, man. Even PWG, WXS, you used to, like, fly around. I never seen a guy, like, doing so many flying moves ever, and even guys from the WWE today, I never seen, like, someone that can fly around. You, Jack Evans, all you guys, man, you guys like to fly around a lot, and what surprised me today that, Matt Seidel, I never see him did that much high flying moves back in the WXX days, but it kind of shocks me that today in WWE he does more high flying than he did back then. And so PWG, yeah. I wish today you could still get in the ring and compete against guys Cole and Steen, but if you compete, who in the Kuji roster you would like to compete against?
Which roster?
Yeah, any wrestlers in your mind like you wish you can compete in the current PWG roster today?
Oh, any one of those dudes would be pretty dope. I wouldn't want to wrestle any one of the what's those dudes called, the bad effing machines or something like that.
Oh yeah, Brian Cage and Michael Elgin.
Oh yeah, Unbreakable effing machine. That's right. I wouldn't get in the ring with them, but if I did, damn, I might have to bring like a baseball bat or something. I might sting it up a little bit.
Yeah. To me, I think you would have a great match with AR Fox. I mean, AR Fox is sort of similar with you, but I mean, just imagine you two in the ring would have been nice, huh?
Yeah, it would have been nice, but crazy circumstances called life. It happens, but once you're human, you learn how to roll with the punches.
Yeah,
but me and AR Fox would have a pretty dope match. I mean, I like the African American match that they had at PWG just recent. Warm my heart to be in the audience to catch that on the 1st of February. I mean, really couldn't ask for anything better than that. Martin Luther Kings of wrestling, those guys are pretty damn amazing. You can't really take nothing back from the African American wars, though.
Yeah.
Okay, before I just let our listeners know, ACH and AR Fox started a tag team, and their new tag team name, it's not the American Wolves, Davey Richards and Eddie Edwards' name. No. It's the African American Wolves. So just to not get you confused, if you didn't go to that PWG show, that's what ACA started. It's the African American Wolves. So I just don't want you to get confused.
Black History.
Yeah, we're in February now. It's Black History Month. And yeah, and that's I just want to let our listeners know that was the new tag team they come up with, and yeah, So Simone, you got a question?
What's that? I'm sorry.
No, you have a question?
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. No, my phone.
Do you have big boobs?
Like getting cut in and out. I wanted to know if out of in WWE and TNA, I know we're talking about PWG right now, but do you have any dream opponents from the larger companies?
Well, see, I'm slowly making my comeback right now as we speak. One of the matches I want to have before my mission is done is a possible, even though I know one of the participants is retired now, it's a three-way between myself, Low Key, and New Jack.
Oh, okay.
I think that would be a stellar match, right?
Wait a minute, are they both retired?
Unexpected elements.
Oh, they're both retired, so could we have a three-way retirement match?
There you go.
Oh, I guess I'm messing up by coming back then, huh?
Hey, if you want to make a comeback, I'm up for it. I mean, I saw you. You can pretty much just recently. I saw you in two matches. That tag match at Sumo's fundraiser show, I guess. You know what I'm talking about, the Pappy Pendledome?
Yes, the Sumo.
You remember that tag match, right? Yeah. I saw you wrestle there, and I also saw you wrestle that AWS women's show when you teamed up with P.P. Ray again and the Ballard brother against those 5 women.
And I plan on getting my revenge at the next event. That's sometime around May. If you guys want to check that out at AWS, they're going to have the 4th women's tournament. I think they're going to have some new faces in there this time. I mean, I think what's that one chick, the little Indian chick? Have you seen her at the last show? I don't know if you went to that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she's pretty
Hannah,
badass.
right?
The one with the abs. The one with the abs.
Yeah.
She had abs. That's all I saw was abs, and I was like, damn, she's cute. So I was like, all right.
Yeah, I mean, she is kind of cute, and it seems like you just want to bust the Andy Kaufman thing, like you just want to wrestle women.
Well, there's not really wrong with that. It's just, they really don't get the respect as they should because we all know that women's wrestling is what it is. It's just like regular ass wrestling. It's just we need to figure out how the fuck to get more women in the wrestling shows. I mean, I had this one foundation, right? Back in the day, it was actually a benefit for women. It was actually called the Get Rid of Ugly Bitches Fund from Wrestling Shows. And I established this company back in 2004 when they had Hurricane Katrina and stuff, and I donated the proceeds to Luke Hawks, which was a native of New Orleans. So I kind of just gave him the donation of the money in behalf of the hurricane and whatnot. So, yeah, we established to get rid of the ugly bitches and put in new, beautiful bitches at the wrestling shows. I mean, that's where all the money pretty much goes to.
Is that for training women?
Training women, we train them to be in the crowd, the ring. We just train them all around. It's almost not like dog breeding, but you get it. I mean, it just comes to the shows and whatnot and enjoy themselves. I mean, just don't cause no drama and stuff because we don't want to turn them into rats and whatnot because ring rats get a little contagious. It's kind of like AIDS. It just runs rampant. It's
whoa. Yeah, I heard about them ring rats going on.
Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with ring rats either. I mean, they're pretty entertaining, but you can't have all rats at the show. I mean, that's just get all bad. So we had to get rid of some of them, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
you just need
but if anything, everybody's encouraged to go to a show.
Sorry, we have a call on coming up right now. I think I know who it is, but 323 area code. You're live on WrestlingHeads Radio.
Yo, what up? It's Skits, guys. What's going on?
Hey, Skits.
Hey, what up?
Yeah,
I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and jump into it real quick since I'm on break. Tornado. I'm here at work.
Where you work at?
I work in the Staples Center.
You work at the Staples Center, so you can hook it up with tickets for the next show next weekend.
What time?
Is it Monday night? Is it Monday night or Saturday night?
Hey, Monday, I'm actually coming to the show, so I'm actually coming. I'll be at Raw,
so I can go to the show with you Monday. Maybe I want to check out some wrestling, you know what I'm saying? Maybe recruit some new bitches to go to the wrestling events, you know what I mean? No, it could all work out for the Get Rid of Ugly Bitches fund.
If I could help, I would. But,
no, you can help. You work at the Staples Center. You can help.
I won't be enjoying my day off on Monday, watching some good wrestling.
Yeah.
But
well, Mark Henry's supposed to be back over there, so it should be all good, right?
Mark Henry.
That's what I heard.
Oh yeah, I guess he hasn't watched Raw yet.
He's not even watching the program right now.
I haven't seen Raw yet, so.
Yeah,
he
just kind of spoiled it.
Right now,
Mark Henry. Yeah, he just spoiled it to you. Mark Henry's making his return next week on Raw.
Sounds good to me. But let me ask my question to Tornado real quick. Because the other day at the PWG show, a lot of fans were asking, like, what's going on with Tornado? What's the deal? Everybody wants to know how come we don't see you, do the crazy stuff you used to do back in the days.
Well, that's the thing PWG management should go ahead and look into, because at the last show, I was pretty much just distracted by some fine-ass lady called Cheerleader Melissa. So I was pretty much stalking her the whole damn night. And I couldn't really pay attention to any of the matches because she was just looking fine as shit. So I was like, just a little distracted, that's all. That's the only reason why I go to PWG, because you never know what's going to happen over there. I mean, fine-ass Cheerleader Melissa just shows up and starts checking out the program. Even Christina Von Avery was checking out the program, so I'm like, damn. If I ain't wrestling, I'm not supposed to sit in the crowd with these badass bitches and just watch the shit.
No, we talking about how come we don't see you in the ring no more. Like, I haven't seen you wrestle.
Maybe that's the reason why I'm not in the ring, because badass bitches are outside of the ring. You know what I'm saying? I know you guys can see me wrestle bitches inside the ring.
I think the last time I seen you...
Either way, it's like, damn, it's a good time.
The last time I seen you part of a show, it was an AWS show, and you, like, basically, like, was like a manager or, like, some shit.
At which one?
It was an AWS show. I forgot which one it was, but you were like a manager.
Oh, yeah, that was pretty much that hotness called Biggie Biggs that no one knows about, but everyone should know about Biggie Biggs, because while he brings that hotness, therefore, I had to manage him one time with the water, a squirt gun and stuff. I had to hose off the crowd because it was just too much hotness for people to, you know what I'm saying, to handle.
Yeah, and I saw you spraying our friend Sarah at that show.
Oh, yeah, she got squirted on. Yep.
Yeah, she did.
I don't know if she had a towel or whatnot. She probably used her shirt, but it's all good.
Oh, man.
Hey, you're missing out. He's actually fun to have on the show. Yeah. Salone, you have a question for him?
Yeah, I know we were talking about, other guys you've worked with and stuff. Do you keep in touch with anybody in particular, anybody like Evan Bourne or anyone at all that you used to work with a lot, El Generico?
Well, the only person I really keep in touch with is Ruckus from the show.
Oh, okay.
I try to keep in contact with him and Baby Slim whenever I can possible.
He's always mostly in the East Coast, right?
Yes, Ruckus does wrestle in the East Coast for CZW. I think he might be still
CZW.
tag team champions, but I'm not sure.
He's part of Blackout. They're still tag team champs.
All right.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. But were you gonna say something, Skits?
No, go ahead.
And at this time, might as well have you go in.
Think about something. Go ahead.
This guy.
He's trying to think about how he's going to get
Tornado
at the Staples Center to watch Raw. That's what he's thinking about.
All right. Here's my question. I remember seeing, like, some photos of you in Championship Wrestling from Hollywood. What's the deal with you working over there?
Hold on. Tornado, before you answer that question, I want to say, for our listeners who keep up with Championship Wrestling from Hollywood, this could be a spoiler alert, so if you don't want to get spoiled, you can put the volume down for a sec. But if you don't give a fuck, just
put the
leave
volume
the volume
down.
up.
Turn it up. Turn it up.
Turn it up, whatever you want to do. I just want to let our listeners know, just in case they don't want to know what's going on in Championship Wrestling from Hollywood. But I do follow the show.
All I know is Championship Wrestling from Hollywood is always going down over there in by the beach. It's a cool location. Everyone should go check out the show. It's free. I mean, like, it's absolutely free.
Yeah.
But other than that, me participating in Championship Wrestling from Hollywood is pretty much coming up pretty soon. I did a couple of things with them before the year ended, so now we're just going to see what happens with the rest of the year.
Yeah, I mean, Championship Wrestling from Hollywood is actually getting interesting. I posted on our website that I like that new faction with Johnny Yuma, Good Time, Nick Madrid, and Ryan Taylor. That faction. Yeah, Ryan Taylor. They all have a little faction going on right now, and it kind of reminds me of the like, you know how Scott Hall and Nash back in the day would always be in the crowd, and they were pretty much outsiders. Their names outsiders. So this story was that they were no longer part of the company, and they're trying to get back in, so they'll be in the crowd, and they'll cause chaos. You know, that's what the NWO used to do, and that group kind of reminded me of them, like, oh, shit, it's like watching WCW again, you know?
Yeah. What's the faction called?
Shit right now. Huh?
I got to make sure I know who to not run into.
I don't know. I haven't. They haven't announced on TV yet, but they haven't named the name of the faction. Just you know what's the name.
That's a lot of people in one group. I mean, I don't really roll with a posse myself.
Maybe they just throw a brother up in the group, you know?
They do Broadway, but, you know.
Yeah, him and Tornado. Maybe you should join the group and start doing wolf pack.
Nah, if I was going to join the group, it'd be the NWO, because whatever small group they had was going to beat that large squad.
Yeah? Yeah.
Well, think about it. You damn near had the whole WCW that was the NWO. It's like they could have just went ahead and just destroyed the whole wrestling world if they wanted. Just kind of just destroyed themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I liked WCW back in the day, but it's just that it was just dumb management, and in the end it killed it. I remember one point it was actually
that's what happened.
Yeah,
which one?
Then it was actually, you know,
I said Kevin Nash took over. That's what happened.
Yeah.
Can't complain about Kevin Nash.
And if you want to have somebody go on the rant and just poke them in the 1, 2, 3, I guess.
Hey, he was helping out a friend in my eyes. I mean, the dude hasn't held the championship in a cool minute. I mean, what are you going to do for an old man? You going to let him suffer? You gave the old man the title.
Yeah.
Speaking of old man, let me get your thoughts on the guys that are going to the Hall of Fame, Jake the Snake and Ultimate Warrior. What are your thoughts on that?
Ultimate Warrior should have been there a long time ago. I'm still waiting for Owen Hart to get there.
Amen.
I mean, that man know right there. I mean, Jake the Snake. There's not really much to say about that other than, you know, I was always scared of snakes. That's probably one reason why I wasn't a big Jake the Snake fan.
Same.
He had that fear around him the whole time. It's like, what am I supposed to do with that cheer?
I mean, you know what? I had the same thing in my mind. I wanted Owen Hart to get in. I'm actually happy to actually see him wrestle at the Forum against his own brother back in the day. I mean, he was one of my favorites back in the 90s, and it sucks what happened to him back in 98 or 99 or whenever that happened. But he's a guy who should consider putting him in the Hall of Fame. I mean, he's my top list that they should. I mean, when they announced the Ultimate Warrior this year, he's off my top list, so he's gone. So now I'm happy the Warrior's in, and Jake the Snake, of course I'm happy.
Did they say who went in there next?
They didn't even announce today. No, they didn't even announce who was going to get in today.
I mean,
I thought it was Ernie Ladd at first, but I'm like, wasn't he already in it?
Yeah, he's
they just talked about. Yeah, but the reason why they had that Ernie Ladd video because the African American month. That's why.
I heard something about Scott Hall.
Yeah, that's just rumors right now, but we just can't. You can't like.
It should just be Owen Hart. It should be Owen Hart and Davey Boy Smith in there at the same time as a tag team.
Yeah, there's actually a tag team out there that should be in Hall of Fame named Demolition. I think those guys should be in there. I mean, 3 times WWE tag team.
Let me ask you, one more question before I go back to work. I usually ask this question to most of our guests on here. If you started your own promotion and you had to hire any wrestlers, it's got to be 3 wrestlers. The first 3 wrestlers you will hire to start your promotion, who would be those first 3 that you will hire to start your own federation?
Let's see. That's a good question. It can be anybody, or does it have to be like, Anybody. It can be in the WWE, TNA, the Indies, whatever. First 3 guys you'll hire. First guy I probably will hire is Antonio Cesaro, but I would have that nigga be named Claudio Castagnoli.
Yeah.
Let's see, who else would be next? I'll say Nick fucking Gage because he likes to rob banks, and just because of the simple fact that he's crazy as fuck. And who else? One more person other than myself because I don't want to be too conceited. Let's see, who would it be? I don't know. Should I pick Hogan or Flair?
Oh, man.
Okay, neither
I'd
one.
go Flair.
Who else would I pick? I'm over here catching that laryngitis right now.
Just to help you out, think of somebody that.
Oh, yeah. We'll also put Super Dragon in there. We'll put Super Dragon because everyone loves Super Dragon still. I mean, Super Dragon hasn't been around in a minute. I mean, he came back and shit, but, they still go crazy for Super Dragon.
Yeah.
Well, it was nice chatting with you, man. I'll see you still at one of these AWS shows or these PWG shows, man. I wish I could bring along, but I got to head back to work, man. If you show up to the next AWS show on February 15th, that's where my ass will be. And it's going to be a Jeeper card and an after party. I mean, you guys should show up at least for the after party, if not the show.
Oh, yeah.
You should show up to the show.
Yeah, have a good show.
And make sure you bring your cute friends, don't bring any ugly motherfuckers, or we have to put that, get rid of ugly bitches going back and forth.
See, this guy is funny, isn't he? So, all right. Simone, you have a question?
Definitely has his priorities in order.
Priority mail. That thing should go first, right? I mean, well, I don't know how this thing works. All
right. Salone, you have a question for him?
Well, I guess so. You're a Clippers fan, so you want to give us your thoughts on the current season?
Wait, what season?
The Clippers.
Oh, did the Clippers win?
I don't know if they played today or not.
No, they played today.
I don't know if they played.
I saw some of the game. I didn't know if they were winning or not.
Oh, I could check right now, but I guess you're trying to ask
we would just say they won because the Lakers ain't doing nothing, so the Clippers won today.
Hey, don't start with the Lakers now. Come on. I mean,
no, because you guys started with the Lakers running your mouth about whatever crappy-ass championships your old asses got.
Hey, 16 is not bad, isn't it?
Right now.
Hey, 16 is not bad, isn't it?
Wait, they got 16 wins?
So, I mean, 16 championships.
So that's how bad they're doing this year. It's kind of overshadowed.
Oh, no, I got some bad news for you. They lost by 1 point against the Denver Nuggets.
Damn it. It's okay. We still make playoffs.
Well,
it's about like 4 or 5 games back.
Well, I just want to tell you this right now. LA, the reason why LA, I consider this a basketball city is because of the Lakers. Because whatever success they did against LA is because of the Lakers. If the Clippers ever want to own LA, they have to catch up to the Lakers. So I ain't going to have to do that.
No, we got a piece of your dynasty right now with Sasha Vujacic. I mean, he just signed a 10-day contract.
Oh, Sasha Vujacic. Okay, first of all, I was never a fan of Sasha Vujacic. Skits was, but I was never a fan of him. He can't play D, I'll tell you that. But I can give you this, though. He does make the clutch shot, though. He can make the clutch shot. But besides that, he can't do anything else. Huh?
He could if he tried. I mean, he did good for the Lakers, I guess.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, but like I said, when we had him, I was not a big fan of him. I can tell you that right now. Even when they were winning all those games, I was never really a big fan of him. All right, well, to get off basketball, because I know we all could talk about basketball all night. I want to get back to wrestling. I just want to ask you this. Let's just say the Fountain of Youth actually exists, and if you could go back to the shape you were in, let's say prior to WX days, and let's just say there's a time machine. There's a time machine. If you could go back in time, where would you go and who would you like to wrestle against?
I'd say I would actually want another crack at Super Dragon. I only wrestled it once, so
okay.
I think that would be a good showing since I came up on it's newfound skills and stuff I could possibly show him, but I don't know where Dude's at, and Dude doesn't know where I'm at right now.
Yeah, I know.
But if I could go back in time, I guess that would be dope. I'd kind of just be running rampant, probably doing the same crazy stuff that I used to do, which has really changed.
Yeah.
Much, it's still kind of mental, but it's all good.
Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
you got to be mentally insane to go through the ropes and, survive. Not everybody can do that.
Because if you went back in the early 90s and 80s, I don't think there's no wrestler could do what you did back in the day. I mean, you could have.
Actually, Scorpio was doing that damn thing like back in the day. Like if you watch some of his old stuff, he pretty much goes off like an ECW.
Yeah, ECW. Yeah, you could say that. But if I could choose you to go back in time to go against maybe Shawn Michaels when he first got the Rocker days, I mean, I think that would have been a nice match. You and Shawn Michaels if you go back then. I mean during the time he had the Intercontinental title.
Chris Jericho.
Oh, and
Chris Jericho probably a better match.
Chris Jericho,
the Lion King, right? Not Y2K. The Lion.
Yeah, I mean the Lionheart Chris Jericho, right?
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, from ECW and WCW. I mean, you know what? I think you should buy the network because yeah, I think you should buy the network because that's
Shit, if I had enough money, I would buy TNA and fix the shit out of it. I mean, right now it's kind of hard to watch. But I watch it anyways because I like watching, train collisions and shit, so it's all good. I just keep watching wrestling because I love watching wrestling, so it don't matter what type of wrestling it is. It could be the wackiest show on earth. I still watch it.
Hey, but I have to give up TNA. They're actually doing a youth movement. Like, they're bringing the Wolves in, and I don't know if you know about this, too, but I'm hearing rumors that the Bucks could be coming back, too, the Young Bucks. I mean, hey, if they come back, look at that tag team division.
Yeah, I'm just saying, if I had a chance to run the company, I would just run it to a cool-ass second place position since, number one was to be an ass and, it's going to take over everything. I mean, there's not so much you can do,
Yeah. All right. I'm going to ask you one more final question, and maybe I'll be so long. Hold on. Before I ask you my final question, I want to ask our listeners, if you guys have any questions for Human Tornado, you can call us up at 760-454-1107 or tweet us at WrestlingHeads because we're not going to have them on that long, so yeah. But, I wanted to ask you, so what do you think is your biggest highlight? Well, I know she kind of answered this, but in your mind, out of all the titles you won or everything you've done in your career, what would you say was the most part of your career that you accomplished? Like, what's the first thing in your mind? Like, okay, I'm happy I've done this.
Well, basically, I'm just happy being in the ring because, first of all, I'm skinny as shit. You guys already know that. Like, I weigh like $150, you know. So just being able to get in the ring with anybody at the caliber or wherever they're at, you know what I'm saying, it's always a privilege to me because I always wanted to do that when I was a kid. So it's almost like living a dream. Just can't let the dream die over nonsense and whatnot. So you just keep going.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Any chance to get in the ring is always good for me.
Yeah, definitely. So you got a final question from?
I guess, what are you most looking forward to now? And you said you were kind of getting off the ground again and getting ready. What are you hoping to accomplish? Do you have any goals?
Yeah, I got one goal, and one goal is pretty much comes from my grandfather. He's a reverend over there in Texas, so he pretty much gave me a cool-ass message in the email one day saying, keep making people happy. So if making people happy is me getting in the ring doing something stupid or saying something stupid, that's what I look forward to in the future. As long as you guys are happy, I'm good.
Yeah, and we're happy to have you on the show. And I want to thank you once again taking your time to be on the show, and hopefully we have you back on in the future. And before we want to let you...
Anytime.
Yeah, because you're a funny-ass guy. We got to have you back on. I mean, you and PP Ray topped this, so we're going to have both. We got to have all three of you guys on one of these days.
That would be crazy.
Yeah. But before we let you go, do you want to give out any social media acts that you have, like Facebook and or whatever you can have, for maybe our listeners can follow you on there?
Well, if they're listening, they can follow me on. See, I got a YouTube page. Just look up Human Tornado. You can look up Human Tornado on Facebook. I'm on there. AWS, I'm always messing with them.
Yeah.
Pretty much check out any updates on the Facebook if I post them. If anything, it's just something retarded or funny or stupid on Facebook. But other than that, I post upcoming events and whatnot on there, so you can always check those out.
Mm-hmm. And your next show is February 15th?
That's right, February 15th in Southgate, California. That's where AWS is going to be running next. Hopefully, if you catch us at the Staples Center for this Raw's War event, you might catch me and a couple of people out there flying for AWS. I know the EWF crew is going to be out there. Santino's is going to be out there. So, yeah, just go ahead and grab yourself a couple of flyers and hit a show.
All right.
Yeah, definitely. And hopefully I do see you next week on Monday Night Raw. Well, you're not going to be wrestling Raw, but I'll probably see you outside or something. So, I hope I see you next week. And if I don't, I will for sure see you at AWS. And Tyler Hendricks is going to be on the show, right?
That's right. Taylor Hendricks is wrestling, I think, another female. Might be Candice LeRae, but I doubt it. It could be Candice LeRae, because Hudson Envy might be going after that women's title since she earned her shot at this one battle royal that they had at the women's tournament. So she got her shot at the title against Christina Von Neri at an upcoming show. It might be this one. So that's why I advise you guys to just go ahead and check out the website so you can see what's going on.
I actually read the flyer. It said that Hendricks is going against Hudson Envy, and Envy is going against Christina at the 12th anniversary show in March.
Oh, snap. That's when she's going to turn it in. That's what I'm talking about. The competition is rising over there.
Yeah, definitely. All right. Well, thanks again for being on the show, and we'll have you on in the future again. And, keep doing what you're doing, man. And hope I see you in the ring anytime soon, man.
Yes, you guys will see me sometime soon.
All right.
All right,
Tornado.
Thank you.
Have a good night, man.
All right, you guys be careful out there.
All right, then. Take care, man. All right, bye. Ladies and gentlemen, that was the Human Tornado. What a funny-ass mother... I mean, I don't know what to say. Him or PP Ray were funny. I don't know, but that was some funny-ass shit. No, you got to add Paul London in there, too. He had some funny shit, too. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a little commercial break, and we'll be right back. And, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Chris Hero, and you are listening to WrestlingHeads Radio.
Four Corners Radio is the home for the best professional wrestling and independent wrestling, discussions and coverage. Billy, Ant, Martin, and Sam bring you three of the best podcasts every week. The Four Corners Raw Roundtable, the Indie Project, and the Saturday Freestyle. Along with the podcast, FourCornersWrestling.com is designed with all wrestling fans in mind. Feature articles, videos, the weekly shows, and much more. Four Corners and Wrestling Heads are teaming up to bring you wrestling's next revolution. Are you ready?
Yes, I am ready. Salona, are you ready?
I'm born ready.
Yeah, definitely. All right, we're going to have to talk about Raw. So let's start this. Salona, what do you think about Raw tonight?
I thought it was shit.
What was that?
Overall, I thought it was a really shitty show. It was really, I don't know. Seemed like they just kind of went on instinct, like there was no planning. I mean, opening the show with Triple H starting the yes chant and like suddenly the Authority's just going to give in, and so phony. It just, yeah, and it kind of was like all downhill from there, really.
Yeah, I mean, it just seems like today, with all the CM Punk thing going on, and it just seems like they got lost today, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Like,
yeah, for sure.
Stuff was unorganized. That's how it is. And, hey, I can't really blame them because, you know, the whole CM Punk departure hit them. It did hit them today. And, I mean, this Raw kind of reminded me of the Raw after when Steve Austin walked out. I mean, it was so nice. It was weird. But they will recover from this. And
yeah,
and those of you who are wondering, there was a couple of CM Punk's chants today, and
there were more than a couple. Yeah,
they were more than a couple, and yeah, it was pretty much a show that, you know, like I said, it was unorganized and didn't really have to push Chamber that much. They already announced the matches that they announced on SmackDown, pretty much, and on tonight's show, and a couple of, you see SmackDown rematches, like example, that was a Rey Mysterio against Jack Swagger rematch that happened.
No,
Christian.
Christian
and
Swagger.
Sorry, yes.
Yeah.
Christian, I forgot, and the guy who actually ran last week. Yeah, I mean, yeah, this is pretty much it, and there was nothing really big. Only you could say that one match they have not announced on Chamber that looks like it's going to happen. There was a little segment going on between Batista and Del Rio that looked obvious. Right. We're going to see a Del Rio versus Batista match. Right.
I think they have to be careful with that too, because people are so anti-Batista that they're going to inadvertently turn Alberto face. You know, like he's going to be the one getting the cheering, and people are going to want to see him win just because there's so much animosity towards Batista. And that, in the long run, is like, could be really treacherous for them, I guess. You know, Alberto as a heel, I know everybody, you know, doesn't care for him. He's boring in the ring. He doesn't really have any charisma, but as a face, he's even worse. He's so unbelievable when he's a baby face. So if he's going to be turned into a baby face just by being against Batista, you know what I mean? I don't even think it's going to be like people want to see Batista take him out. Nobody's going to have any interest in that match whatsoever. You know what's fun? You know what's funny is that on the Wrestling Heads account, I actually tweeted that nobody likes Batista, and I had a couple of retweets from that. Yeah.
And no one likes Batista.
It was decided,
LOL, that's why I tweeted.
Right. Yeah, it was decided before Batista even came back. It was decided that no one was going to like Batista because of just the circumstances, you know, around it. He's Triple H's friend, and he's going to be gone for 4 years, and then he's going to come in and take over. And the thing is that everything Alberto said to him in the ring tonight was true. You know, like he said, you know, I've been here all this time, like working, and you go away for 4 years, and you know, it's like he said what everybody has already been saying about him, about Batista. So I think the fans are going to get behind him. Like, if we have to see this, then fans are going to get behind Alberto. That's just, and it's going to look terrible. It's going to make it even worse with Batista going into Mania.
Yeah. I mean, there's talks backstage that they might put it on a triple threat match, adding Daniel Bryan in that match. I mean, I think they should do it because I'm pretty sure WrestleMania, they're going to pull the hell out of Batista. And if they're going to go with the originally planned, have Batista win the title, I mean, and you're planning them to have come in as a babyface, hey, guess what? You're going to have John Cena Part 2. You're going to hear boos all over the damn all over the damn Superdome. So I don't know if WWE wants to go there. If WWE's listening, I'm telling you right now, you're going to get booed. I mean, I'll be honest, if I was at that show, I probably would not boo him, to be honest with you. But I know for sure I'm going to be hearing thousands of boos out there. So Yeah. So, hey, WWE, if you're listening, we're the people. We're just putting our opinions out there, and I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one who's saying this right now. But you guys got to do what you guys got to do. You guys got to fucking, you know, listen to what the people got to say, and you got to realize what you're doing is wrong, and it's okay. And it's okay, you know, it's okay to be having mistakes like this. We're all not perfect. We're all not perfect. I'm not perfect. WWE's manager is not perfect. And I know you guys had success for years and years, but hey, you know, you can't always do the right thing. So, yeah.
Well, now, so saying that though, did they do the right thing tonight, or at least to where, you know, they turned that direction and you know, put out there like maybe Daniel Bryan could be the face of the company, and then Daniel Bryan gets to pin the champion, and like, so did they start to give the people what they want? Because now the people are just so pissed off about CM Punk leaving that they've already moved on from Daniel Bryan. Like, there were CM Punk chants during Daniel Bryan's match tonight. That's ludicrous.
Just for our listeners who don't know what I'm talking, just in case you don't know what I'm talking about, there was a little segment going on between Triple H, Stephanie, and Randy Orton that they set up a match against Randy Orton for the main event against Daniel Bryan. If Daniel Bryan wins, they're going to consider him as the face of the company. I don't know what the deal is, but during that match, Corporate Kane, you can say, interfered this match. And then, so I don't know what's going on with Corporate Kane, but maybe it's something that maybe they still want to plan to have a Triple H versus Daniel Bryan match. Maybe send Kane out there just to distract him and have him lose the match, but nope, he won the match. So we'll see what the whole Kane thing is going on. We all know the original plan, he was going against CM Punk, but yeah, we'll see if anything can happen the next few months. Anything can happen. We just don't know. What I'm saying is like two ways can happen. One, this could lead to the WrestleMania main event. Daniel Bryan could be involved in that match. Or two, they could do the dumb ways, have Batista win it, and they're going to have Daniel Bryan against Triple H at WrestleMania.
Yeah. I just don't, I don't think, you know, I don't know. Daniel Bryan doesn't need to be champion in my mind. I think his storyline as the underdog trying to overcome the authority is more interesting than him being the WWE champion at this point, but who knows?
Yeah, definitely. There's two things I want to mention that, ladies and gentlemen, we'll just let you know, we're going to be at Raw next week. Me, Salone, and Skits are going to be in Raw. They're going to be here in Los Angeles next week. So all I know is what they announced on Raw today kind of like raised my eyebrow. One is that Betty White is coming to Raw as a special guest.
Yep.
Two, Mark Henry's coming back again.
Mm-hmm.
I guess from coming back from his so-called arm broken injury, supposedly he had. So, yeah, he's coming back from that. So, yeah, I'm excited.
Was that sarcasm?
Maybe. But, yeah.
Maybe.
So, Sloan, what's your thoughts of Betty White and Mark Henry next week on Raw? And you're actually going to be there.
I know. You know, I love Betty White. Doesn't everybody love Betty White? But what the hell are you doing on wrestling? Like, no. It makes no sense. And I wouldn't be surprised either if, like, they combine both of those appearances in the same segment. Like, that's how Mark Henry gets his
Don't remind me of the Mark Henry Mae Young thing now.
No.
Don't remind me of the Mae Young and Mark Henry thing now.
No. Not like that. Just like, you know, get it out of the way. Because what are they going to do with Mark Henry? What could they keep doing with Mark Henry? And how does Mark Henry come back from having a broken arm in like 3 weeks? Like, that's just so fake. It's just like, I don't have any idea what they're going to do with him, and quite frankly, I don't want to see him come back. It's like, I enjoy the Big Show not being on Raw, enjoy Mark Henry not being there. There's nothing for him in the current landscape.
All right, hold on. I got to hold you on for a second. We have a call on the line. Hold on a second.
Okay.
845 area code. You're on WrestlingHeads Radio. Who's speaking?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
What's going on?
Hello.
Enjoying the show, as always. It's a very good show.
Hey, thanks a lot.
Sloan is a new addition. Sloan's doing a good job with her columns and doing a good job here on Blog Talk. So, good job, Sloan.
Thank you.
Hey, thanks. Hey,
anyway,
even though we're short-handed today, we're
comment on Raw and a little bit of PWG.
Yeah, go for it. Who's speaking again?
My name is Tom. I'm from New York. I follow you guys on Twitter.
Oh, okay.
What part of New York
you called us last week, did you?
Yeah, I'm calling from New York.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, so
what do you, give us what you're saying.
Raw was, I thought it was pretty boring, except for two things, which was the main event and the build-up of the Shield versus Wyatt at the Elimination.
Oh, yeah. I was actually going to get to that.
Now, those promos
alone
on one night was already building up to that match. Like, you feel like this is like two, like, you don't care who's the good guys and the bad guys. Like, you're just seeing two, rough and tough teams are going to go at it, and they're going to beat the hell out of each other.
Uh-huh.
And like I said, Bray Wyatt has come so far. He's the creepiest guy in the WWE. His promo skills are just off the charts.
Yes.
For sure.
And
like
I said, one thing I don't like is people, like, there's the rumored WrestleMania match between Bray Wyatt and John Cena. Why are people complaining about that? People complain all the time about John Cena's always in the main event picture. He's always in the title picture. And then the one time he's out of it, people are saying, this is a dumb match. I don't get it. I would find that match interesting if they put Bray Wyatt over.
Well, I just tell you this right now. I don't be surprised that match ends up being the final match of WrestleMania due to the fact that
they wouldn't do that. That would be one of the final three matches, but they would not put Bray Wyatt, John Cena as the final match.
Well, the reason why I'm saying this is because if you think about it, if they plan to have Batista to go over Orton and win the title, and for a fact he's going to get booed, you all know that. So
yeah,
of course. So what they want to have the end WrestleMania with Batista walking out the title, most likely getting booed out of the building, and you're gonna get pissed off a lot of people off at WrestleMania. They're gonna leave WrestleMania,
If you look at it like that, then why would John Cena and Bray Wyatt end it instead of Undertaker, Brock Lesnar?
Right.
Well,
that's my thought too.
Yeah, the reason why is this is that, first of all, I'm kind of thinking that this is WWE's. He's their paper boy. This is the money This is this money guy, John Cena, against, in their mind, an up-and-coming top heel, you're going to say the top villain, and that's Bray Wyatt. I mean, it could go down to something like Hulk Hogan against Sid. You know, I could see like something like that happening.
Yeah. I mean, I could kind of see that, but I still don't think, like I said, with the Undertaker's WrestleMania streak, you know, is almost as big as, you know, WrestleMania itself. People look forward to that every single year.
Right.
Yeah,
so I even think that's bigger than even John Cena, you know, because Undertaker only comes back once a year.
Right.
Yes. And I can say I'm honored to watch a WrestleMania match with The Undertaker involved when actually the whole streak thing started to become a big thing. Like, remember Randy Orton wanted to break it, and he tried his best. He even had his dad used to cast. I was there at that WrestleMania, so I can say I was happy and honored to be to watch that match and you know, see how everything started off, you know, with the whole streak thing. Now how big the streak have gone, look how it is today. It's huge.
Right.
I know. Right. It's almost as big as WrestleMania itself. So I think if a title match doesn't close WrestleMania, then an Undertaker match would close WrestleMania.
I agree.
All right. Yeah. But if they're smart,
the main event from Raw tonight, you know, I'm not a big Orton fan. I think over the past couple of years he's been, you know, bland, boring, not good on the mic, not even that great in the ring. But there's, you know, Daniel Bryan and Randy Orton have a good chemistry. You know, there was a physical match. You know, it was actually I thought it was going to be pretty boring, but it kept my attention, and you know, we got the victor that we wanted.
Right. Right. Absolutely. That match,
other than that, Raw, like I said, Raw was just, it was kind of, just like I said, it was boring. Like I said, the main problem with Raw is it's 3 hours.
Right.
And how many people have said this before? It's 3 hours that it just drags on and on and on, and by the end of it, you don't remember what happened at the beginning of it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I definitely get that. Or you don't remember.
Yeah,
usually in that, like, you know, middle time is kind of just like, okay, oh yeah, that happened, you know.
Yeah, like how many people, if you ask them, would remember that Titus O'Neil had his first, you know, singles match after attacking Darren Young on SmackDown? How many people are going to remember that?
Right.
You know what, just blame WWE for that, because they made that like something that, okay, we have Titus O'Neil breaking up. If we're going to plan to make him a star, they got to do something to make everybody remember. And look what they did. Nothing. Only weeks. I think you have to remember the Miz.
Darren Young on SmackDown.
Yeah, but I'm saying the thing I have to remember that match is the Miz just got in the commentary booth and bitched about his spot. That's it. That's all I can remember. But Titus O'Neil, I mean, I'm not saying he's bad or anything. Just that, I don't know, they just didn't make a moment for him.
Yeah.
Not at all.
I think Titus was, you know, a lot of people said that Titus O'Neil was kind of the better star out of the primetime players, you know. He was a little more charismatic, you know, a little more fluid in the ring than Darren Young.
Yeah, definitely. I mean,
I don't know. I'm actually a little, not pissed, but a little upset that, you know, the primetime players didn't get a good tag team title run.
Oh,
yeah, I
same
mean,
here.
They deserved one. I mean, even the
yeah,
time when
me and a few other people were talking about that tonight, and we were just like, they could have had a good, you know, face or heel. They could have had a good, you know, title run. But you know, that's the WWE looking at their tag division.
Right. Well,
they
were just entertaining.
Anymore.
Right. The tag division is completely, I don't know.
Yeah, that was another thing I was going to mention was the tag team title match tonight. For what reason was it a steel cage match if they didn't even make it a cage match?
That had tags?
That's right.
They made it a cage match, but they made it a normal tag match in which you couldn't escape. But then they had Cody Rhodes go on top of the cage and do a moonsault in which Road Dogg didn't even catch him properly. I was like, Jesus Christ. Like,
right. Well, and the thing is what's weird is, so that match was, supposedly it was a cage match to keep others out. Except there's no one else involved in that story. It's not like they have been having matches constantly and there's always some kind of interference or some kind of breakup. They had one instance of Brock Lesnar just coming out and beating the hell out of Goldie and Goldust, which is more entertaining than this match was.
And he didn't even come out tonight. He didn't even come out and try to, like, climb the cage and hurt them. He didn't do anything.
Well, exactly, because it's not really his story. Like, he could have attacked anybody last week. It could have been any match that they would have, like, oh, okay, well, last week, you know, the Titus O'Neil Curtis Axel match was interrupted by Brock Lesnar, so we're going to have a rematch in Steel Cage. Completely discredits the Steel Cage. Completely makes that match a joke.
You know, you can see, obviously, WWE is looking to, you know, split up the Rhodes brothers, and they're doing it, you know, kind of slow, and, you know, they figured, you know, let's give the belt to the New Age Outlaws, you know, one more time or whatever.
I don't know, because I don't really see this Cody Goldust thing happening like everybody says. I don't see it happening.
It's happening.
Is it happening?
I believe it's really happening. Yes, it's happening. I think we can see more story building to it at the Chamber, but I don't see no like turns going on. I could see something like Goldust challenges Cody Rhodes, like, hey, like, you know, kind of like similar like how Rey Mysterio and Eddie Guerrero did back in WrestleMania 21. Something like that I can see. I don't see no heel turn going on. I just see like,
it could be,
you know, let's see who's the better brother is, you know. And you can see Dusty Rhodes even getting involved in the storyline. If they're not freaking still pissed off at him, I think there's heat on him right now. But yeah, like I could see Dusty Rhodes get in and try to stop this match, you know.
Yeah, maybe he becomes the special ref at WrestleMania. I don't know.
Yeah, it's just that Goldust right now is too good to be a heel right now. I just don't see why they just put him a heel. And Cody, I mean, it's just like we just saw the heel thing. I mean, we want to see him more as a face. That's how I see this. But I'm pretty sure that match is happening between Goldust and Cody Rhodes. Yeah.
I think it's going to happen because, you know, WWE wanted it to happen for years past, but it never happened, and then maybe they think this year's, you know, kind of like the last chance for it to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But reportedly, WWE signed Goldust. They were thinking of signing him only up till WrestleMania, but now I read they signed him to SummerSlam.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I guess they're going to keep him because they want to have him as an agent, backstage agent after that.
Yeah.
So yeah, and possibly SummerSlam is going to be in your SummerSlam is going to be in your hometown of New York.
Yeah, hopefully, you know. I've been looking to get to any type of wrestling event.
I think so. Just because we had SummerSlam here in LA like for the last 5 years, and I think it's time for them to get out of LA because I want something else. You know, I'm hearing.
See, I heard WWE wanted to make like SummerSlam in LA every year, kind of. It's like a little tradition.
Yeah.
Right.
Because SummerSlam.
I'm just getting tired of it.
I mean, you could argue that SummerSlam's becoming the second biggest pay-per-view of the year. You know.
Yeah.
Kind of. You know, the Royal Rumble is kind of the second biggest pay-per-view, but you know they had the SummerSlam Access. They had, you know, big matches in SummerSlam. You know, they look at it as a top pay-per-view.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I was getting tired of it. 5 years in a row here, I was getting tired of it. Why can't we get a Survivor Series here or a Royal Rumble? I understand why not WrestleMania.
Would you want a Survivor Series?
Might as well.
Look at last year's Survivor Series. That was one of the worst pay-per-views I've ever seen.
Hey, if you're in my shoes, if you had SummerSlam every year in New York, you would want to get something different. Trust me. You'll get tired of it.
Well, I mean, I would like PWG over here. You know, you guys get PWG over there.
Yeah.
I cannot believe that you are complaining right now, Oscar, about having SummerSlam here every year. Like, where I'm from, like, I got Battleground, okay? And you're complaining that you get too much SummerSlam. Shut your mouth.
Okay, but did you have Battleground every year in Buffalo? No.
We usually
I don't know,
do
like
get
I said, Madison Square Garden used to be, a big home for the WWE. Now they only do, like, little house shows there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw them do.
Wow.
There was a commercial since I live in New York. They were advertising WWE coming to MSG sometime in March, but it's a live event. I was like, I don't want to go to that. I said I'd rather go to a Raw or a pay-per-view.
Mm-hmm.
The last live event, I'm not gonna lie, was pretty good. When they had it in Anaheim, it was pretty good actually. I enjoyed it. So hey, you never know, you might enjoy it.
I mean, I'm not saying it's bad, Usually when they go to MSG, the last time they were there was when Cody did the first moonsault off the cage, and WWE, like, promoted that. Like, it was on their YouTube page, and like, people were freaking out because they were like, because that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
But like I said, when Cody Rhodes went to the top of the cage tonight, all I was thinking of is, if he messes up, he's going to end up like Kurt Angle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And did Kurt Angle, I was looking at some pictures. I don't know if you guys have seen them. They're still over in England, and Kurt Angle is just getting in a wheelchair.
Yeah, that's some angle that there was something about that I was reading today that he needs to have surgery, and TNA keeps saying no, we need you. Like they keep having him. Have to keep
because they got rid of AJ Styles, they got rid of Sting.
Yeah, we can talk about TNA later, but I just want to go back to Raw real quick. I want to talk about that promo that fucking Dean Ambrose did. Remember, we always talked about the show. Dean Ambrose can talk. Seriously, if you go back to his indie days as John Moxley.
Oh, there's no question.
Shit,
people rave about Dean Ambrose's promo skills. They say he's the best talker, out of the whole group.
Oh yeah, he is definitely. But
that's why it wasn't a surprise to me to see how well he did. It's the WWE didn't let him do much, like promo wise.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's the reason why is because tough for me to say is that he's part of the Shield. It's part of a stable. But wait till the Shield breaks up and he goes on his own. Just wait. It's going to be freaking awesome. It's going to be freaking awesome.
I only hope so. Like I said, the way WWE books people and the way they book, all these, indie guys that come in, I'm worried that Ambrose maybe will get a little bit of a run, but then they're going to bury him.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to think that they're going to bury him, but I just see that he can actually have a world title run as a heel. I actually can see that happening. Like, 4 years from now, we can see maybe Dean Ambrose part of a main event in WrestleMania, maybe going in as the champion. He's that good.
Like I said, he could be a top heel. He could be the top, bad guy. And he, plays mind games with people.
I believe so. I mean, I really think so. Like, let me ask you a question. How long do you think Randy Orton has left in him?
I mean, how old is he? 33, 34?
He has to be 30-something, yeah.
I think Randy Orton's
4 years from now,
maybe 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
Depending on, what type of matches he does, depending on if he wants to do any more acting or whatever he does.
Yeah. I mean, I don't see him 4 or 5 years now headlining WrestleMania. I just can't see that happening. I mean, this could be the actual last time we see him main event in WrestleMania as the champion. This could be the last time we see this against Batista. But then after that, you guys got Bray Wyatt. You got Dean Ambrose. Hell, I even maybe put Cesaro in there coming up.
Yeah.
But yeah, I could see any of those three guys main event in WrestleMania in the future. But yeah, I mean, that promo was great. I mean, I hope WWE realized that when the Shield breaks up, this guy has to have the microphone all the time. more time than Bad News Barrett. But yeah. Yeah, I got
that
Bad
News Barrett. He's funny. He's funny. Like for the little amount of time he gets, he does some funny stuff.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he does some funny shit, but I want to see him back in the ring. Like, get off this shit. Enough with the every week. I got some bad news thing. I got your Denver Broncos lost the Super Bowl. Whatever. I mean, I just want to see him back in the ring, see what happens, because I'm at the point where they should release him because he's just a waste of spot there. If you, I mean, the whole Nexus thing was good, but I mean, what is he doing now? You know?
Yeah.
But
there's plenty of guys that they still have that they're going to release before Barrett, I think. I mean, names I could think of off the top of my head, Zack Ryder. JPG is still with the WWE for some reason.
I know that. You know what's funny? I actually saw his old. You know what's funny? I saw his old partner, Shad, at an indie show last year. I saw him, and today GTG's still in the WWE. That's crazy.
I didn't know that.
That's crazy. Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yep, he's still in there. He's still in there, and he's Evan Bourne, but Evan Bourne's injured right now. But yeah, that's how it is. But it's one thing I want to talk about. Emma actually came in the ring today. Instead of doing her little, having her sign and doing her little dance outside the crowd, she actually danced in the ring. They had a little dance contest with Summer Rae. And I think I said this on Twitter. Obviously, Summer Rae and Emma is going to have something going on. And look what happened. I'm right. So, yeah.
Well, yeah, they did something similar on NXT. I think it was last year where it was just a mixed tag team match between Santino and Emma versus Fandango and Summer Rae. And it was a funny match, you know. The crowd was, behind Emma and Santino. But it's harder to do that, with the mainstream audience.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you right now. If Caitlyn never asked for release and she's still in WWE today, I don't think Emma would be on TV right now, because that's the main reason why they brought her in the main roster is because of that whole Caitlyn thing.
Well, I think it's kind of unfortunate for Emma, to start her off like that, because, the thing is, people in NXT, they know her. Fans in NXT know her, and they know that she's a wrestler, and she's actually a really good talent. But people who don't watch NXT, they probably saw that and were like, this is the stupidest shit I've ever seen.
Yeah.
She looked stupid, and here she is basically just being a joke, because then that's what Santino is. Santino is just supposed to be the comic relief. So it's like they put her in that situation as if that's all that she's capable of too. It's almost like cutting her at the knees before she even gets started, It's unfortunate.
Yeah,
I thought she looked ridiculous, and it did not translate well at all on the TV.
How I see this is that, okay, they want to introduce her, how the way to introduce her in the main roster. Like example, we all watch NXT. We see what she could do with the crowd out there. The crowd's doing that dance out there. Do you want to do the same thing in the main roster? What the crowd would do? What the crowd imitate her dance? That's what they're trying to do. Let's see how they could do it. And I guess that's how they're going to. I think that's the way they can find a way to imitate the crowd. If by next week when we're at Raw next week, and then or in 2 weeks. I mean, if people are just doing that dance, it worked. But they got to see, they want to see how it all starts off. So that's how I see it. They want to introduce the way that Emma dance somehow for the main roster, as you can say. Let's see how that will start off. That's what they want to start doing.
I don't know. I feel like it initially started just making her look like a joke. I don't know. I didn't buy into it. Sorry. I didn't know she's great in NXT and everything, but aligning yourself with Santino initially to then to take on as your dance gimmick. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I didn't like it.
Yeah, I feel you on that. You know what? I'm kind of done talking about WWE now. Let's talk about some PWG. This guy want to talk PWG here, which we were at the show on Friday. So,
yeah,
what's in your mind?
PWG put up the preview for DDT4, and man, it must have been incredible.
Yeah, and I was actually right by that. An AR was flying around, and he landed on one of the inner city guys.
Yeah.
You saw that little flip he did, right? I was actually right there. And I'm like, holy shit! I moved out of the way like crazy.
It's got to be nuts. Like, I wish I could go see a PWG event.
Well, I was sitting like 2 seats down from like Adam Cole, like got pushed backwards to where he was like in a seating position in the chair, and I want to say it was Chuck Taylor maybe, who just like super kicked him right there while he's sitting in the chair. And so of course he was flying backwards. I was like 2 seats away from that, which was totally unexpected. But yeah, it's insane to like be there so close. I mean, even like sitting in front row and you hear the mat and just in a completely different way, like you've never heard it before. You know, just like them taking their bumps, like hearing the noise of them hitting the mat, it vibrates inside you. It's like completely just a totally different perspective.
Since you guys
so
were there,
fun.
I want to ask you, were you happy that the Best Friends won?
I actually predicted they're going to win it. I actually predicted they're going to win it. I kind of prefer, to be honest with you, that tag team. I started like that tag team, but they didn't even put them on the tournament. I don't want to say it out of respect, out of African American, but the realist, I prefer them, but it didn't work, and they're not in the tournament. I would like PP Ray to win it, but unfortunately they're like jobbers.
Could you really, like, if you were, say you weren't even a PWG fan and you first came across that, and you were like, oh, there's this big tag team tournament, who do I think is going to win? The first thing that comes to your mind is probably the Unbreakable Machines.
Yes,
right.
I will say that too.
So,
if this was first piece,
Ray, you know, I think, no disrespect to Peter Avalon and Ray Rosas, they both are, you know, great talents, but, you know, they're just not, they're kind of, like I said, they're kind of a comedy tag team, you know, where people kind of beat up on them.
Yeah, right. They are, but then I see them in local shows around here in Los Angeles, and they could do more than that, actually, but it's just that in PWG, they're making them like almost like jobbers. You know, I mean, I to be honest with you, I really think they could do a great match against the Young Bucks in PWG. I really think they can. And Ray Rosas, he kills himself to entertain us. I mean, he just like back in October, he went through thumbtacks and shit all over his fucking back. You know, he's a fucking workhouse warrior just to entertain us. He will wrestle for $10. I'll tell you that. I think he will wrestle for $10. Seriously.
The thing, too, about them as a tag team is that, yes, like, you know, it could be easy to label them as jobbers, but they're likable jobbers. They're not like,
they are likable.
Oh, we're just going to, like, watch, like, these guys get killed, you know, like, you know, there they are against the Machines, but everybody is on their feet, like, to their entrance, and then the whole match, you know, and you're like, no, please don't squash him. Like, you know, everybody is, like, behind them in that, like, we know that you take a beating better than anyone else, and we give them so much respect for that. Like, I mean, fucking, they're so little, and they just get in there, and you're like, oh, my God, they're going to die. But, you know, but they don't, and they take bumps better than anybody, and they fuck it up. And, yeah, like what you're saying, Oscar, like, you 100% feel that it's, like, for us. It's for the fans that they do that.
Yes. That's why I give him respect. And hold on, before I continue, I want to ask you something. Did you remember that suplex they did? That where he landed on right by us? He almost landed on me.
Oh yeah, when
you remember that suplex, right?
Yeah, on the outside.
Yeah, on the outside. Yeah, he almost fucking landed on me. Holy shit, Yeah. I mean, that would have been the first time. I think it was another show that he almost landed on me too. But that guy's freaking crazy, man. I'm telling you, he's fucking insane.
Yeah.
But the best friend of the tournament. I mean, I predicted they're gonna win it, and don't be surprised they end up taking the belts away from the Bucks. Don't be surprised because that team is out there in PWG. Yeah, and also I just want to let you know if you want to make the flight. Well, if you want to make the flight, the next show they announced the next show is going to be on March 28th. It's on a Friday. So
yeah, I'm hoping to maybe make BOLA this year.
Okay, that will probably be in the summertime.
Yeah, so that'll probably be
most likely in the summertime.
Easier for me to save up more money. But what I was thinking with this whole DDT4 tournament, I predicted also that the best friends would win, except they had the machines in the finals. But I think I was thinking that Chuck Taylor, has he ever gotten a PWG World title shot?
I don't think
he
so.
has.
No, I remember he had a match with Candice LeRae. I remember he had a little tag team with Johnny Gargano for a bit, but that's about it.
Yeah, but Chuck Taylor's been in PWG since I think 2008. So he's been in there a while, and I feel like Chuck Taylor should get a PWG World title shot. Because the crowd loves him. He's good in the ring.
Yeah.
He's one of the most over people, I think, at PWG. I could be wrong, but...
Yeah.
I could definitely see in the future. I think right now, though, the best friends are just so hot. Just the team of... Just that team, just the entertainment level and just how great they are. Like, they're so over.
Yeah.
I don't think it would be anything to do anytime soon.
Yeah. But I think, imagine, Chuck Taylor versus Adam Cole, I think would be a fantastic match. And imagine, people have seen Chuck Taylor, they think of him as a, kind of, comic relief guy, but he's, pretty serious in the ring. Imagine him just going full-on serious, like, he's not joking around. He doesn't do any funny stuff. He just goes right after Adam Cole. I think that would be something, fun to see.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could
definitely
very, very easily see him as PWG champion in the future, for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely. And, Salone, let me ask you a question. What was the best match of the night? Because mine was the Inner City against the African American Wolves.
Yeah, it's funny because I was writing my review the other day and I was trying to figure out what did I think was match of the night, and that one was definitely high up there. Definitely way high up there. But I think the 4-way might have taken it for me just because of the end. Because the last thing, I did not see Drake winning that at all. And for him to win, I just thought that was so...
Oh, I knew he was winning that one. I already knew it.
See, I didn't see that at all. I was really thinking it'd be Gargano, but for the end of that. But the overall, move for move, the ACH and that match is freaking incredible.
Yeah, I want to introduce you to Drake Younger next time because I don't know if you know. Every time we see Drake Younger, he's always been like, "Wrestling heads, going on, man." Every time we see him, he likes us. I'm telling you, he likes. We have him to the show twice. He likes us, and I'm gonna introduce you to him so he can. When he sees you, he'll be like, "Wrestling heads,"
Drake Younger has to be the most liked guy in the Indies right now. Everybody loves him and has everything good to say about him. I don't know if you saw on Twitter, but Mick Foley.
Yeah, we had Mick Foley talking about him.
He was hearing good things about Drake Younger, and then like everybody was confirming it. Like the Young Bucks tweeted to Mick Foley, Kevin Steen tweeted, and they're like, yeah, Drake Younger is one of the hardest working people, on the indies right now.
Mm-hmm. Well, not just right now, but he's been having matches with everybody. I mean, he's been having matches with Hero before Hero was in WWE. He's having great matches with Ambrose before he was in WWE. I mean, he's been really like sort of a pioneer of this generation of indie stars.
Yeah. And another thing is
definitely glad
really
he stopped doing the death matches, because that would have taken I don't know how many years off of his wrestling career.
Right. Yeah.
Well, the last show I saw before this one, he went against Tommaso Ciampa. That was insane. They went over the fucking place. They actually went all over the place. And hold on a second. I think we have Bruce calling in. Hold on a second. I think another co-host of ours.
Hello, everybody. This is not Bruce. This is Captain Comic-Con.
Oh, shit. It's Captain Comic-Con. What's going on, Captain Comic-Con?
Hey, how's everything going? Just called into the show. I saw I had about a half hour.
Yes, we're just out here talking about PWG, and I know you were in there, but I did saw you at the show after Coincidental Pro.
Oh, yeah.
Which I did call you the GM.
No, not the GM, just the VP of alcoholic beverages.
Yeah, the VP. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, it was a great show.
We're just talking about PWG. We're talking about Drake Younger. I mean, you've seen Drake Younger wrestle a lot of times. In PWG, I know that for a fact. And he did one number contender match, and I actually think he's going to beat Cole whenever on the next show on the 28th. I don't know. What can you say about Drake Younger? I know you've seen him a lot of times.
Well, I mean, Drake Younger, he's just so over everywhere he goes. It's amazing.
Yeah.
He's an amazing performer, athlete, person in general. He deserves everything that's coming his way. No matter what that may be, anything good coming his way, he deserves it.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that guy is special. I'll tell you that right now.
Total class act. Total class act. All the way through. Very humble.
Yeah, all the way through.
Just all around great person. I hope he does get the title. I'm rooting for him. I'd love to see him have a PWG run as the champion over there. I think he deserves it. He puts in a lot of work.
Yeah, I mean, he really does deserve it. I mean, if you look at all those opponents that Cole had, the closest guy that looked like that will actually beat him was Drake Younger. So hopefully the next time they have a match. I want a guerrilla warfare match this time. So see what happens.
That'll be interesting.
Yeah.
That definitely would be interesting.
Yeah. Before we move on, I just want to ask any guys want to talk about PWG before we move on? Anything you guys want to bring up about PWG?
I'm still exhausted from PWG, so.
Here, I have a question for you guys before I'm gonna actually turn off my phone and keep listening to you guys on Blog Talk Radio. The next PWG show, they don't have an official name for it, right?
Yeah, they don't have not official name.
What are your ideas on? Because they come up with all these names like "Is Your Body Ready," and all these like kind of funny names. What do you think for possible name shows?
Oh my gosh.
That's a good question. That's a real good question. It's just that they come up with any name like Fear. Oh shit, that sounds cool. They could come up with a stupid name like Toothpaste. Oh shit, that's the name of the next show. That's a good question. They could say Psycho Shooter. I don't know. But that's a real good question.
I think we need to put this question definitely on the Twitter and get some feedback from everybody about what we can send the next name off to. We'll send it over to PWG ourselves. So Wrestling
They can say March Madness.
Yep. Wrestling Heads Unite. Help us name the next PWG show.
Hey, name it Wrestling Heads. That'd be freaking cool. All right.
Hey, well, thanks, guys. I'm going to turn off my phone, but keep listening to you guys on Blog Talk. Thanks for taking the call.
Thanks, Tom. Have a great night.
And thanks for calling in, and thanks for listening. So we appreciate that.
No problem.
When you're ready to go to PWG, you can tag along with us.
Heck
I'll
yeah.
definitely be sure to let you guys know when I'm coming down to Reseda.
Sure.
All right.
Sure thing.
All right.
Definitely. All right. Bye, Tom.
All right, man. Take care, man. Later. Yeah, that was a cool-ass dude. Yeah. Hold on. I want to take one more commercial break. I want to talk about Coincidential, all right? So let me take a little commercial break, and we'll talk about Coincidential, because we got the VP of Alcoholism and Gourmet Foods with us. So, yeah, we'll be right back.
Hey, this is Ray Rosa at PPA all day, the biggest man in professional wrestling, pretty Peter Avalon. And we are P.P. Ray. I love it. God, your voice is majestic. And you are listening to Wrestling Heads You got this one. Radio.
Yo, welcome to WH Radio. Today's show is brought to you by the good people down at WrestlingRambles.com. For the latest in wrestling news, in-depth blog, and hot topic discussion, hit up WrestlingRambles.com. Remember, it's not just any ramble, but a Wrestling Rambles. WrestlingRambles.com. And also special thanks to Ring Rust Radio and FLTDWrestling.com. Thank you for listening.
Yeah. Welcome back. Thanks for the cheers. I know you guys love me. I know. Cheer for Captain Comic-Con here. Give him some love, baby. We're just giving you some love right now, Captain Comic-Con. So, Coincidential Pro, what a great show it was. I mean, I know you're working with those guys. I saw you coming down the ring. I know you're part of it. But I just want to tell you right now, you can tell Alan this, that when I was at that show, after the show, people out there were saying this was the best Coincidential show out of all the three shows. This was the best one. So I want to know what's your thoughts of this show. Like, it was the best show, and hopefully you guys make a show pretty soon. So yeah.
Well,
so what's your thoughts, man? I mean,
I think it was I think all of the Quintessential Pro events that have gone on are all top notch. As far as turnout and all around feel of the show, I think this probably was one of the better shows, especially with the surprise introduction of Mr. Chris Hero. I think that I let everybody know we had a suitable replacement, and it definitely was worth the wait. So Chris
just for
Hero,
our listeners don't know what we're talking about. Hold on, let me cut you off for a second. Just in case for our listeners don't know what we're talking about, Kevin Steen was supposed to go against Adam Pearce, but then Pearce had a family emergency, so Chris Hero replaced him. You know what's funny, that while you were in the ring, when you brought up the news, somebody chanted CM Punk.
Yeah,
I heard that. You heard that too?
Somebody did.
Yeah,
that kind of paused me for a minute there. I was like, well, you never know. You never know. That's what we do at Quintessential Pro. You know, you never know.
CM Punk actually comes to Coincidential. Somebody give Captain Comic-Con a kiss.
I think he'd need a little bit more than a kiss. Somebody would have to do a little bit more than that.
Yeah.
I don't know. That would be all Alan. You know, Alan taking care of all that. You know. But I have a lot of fun doing those shows. You know, big thanks to Alan for giving me the opportunity to even do it. You know, But I just try to go out there and give it 110% every time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
before I want
Oscar's updates, it sounded like a really great show. I was bummed I wasn't able to go.
Yeah, it was a great show.
I recommend me. Yeah, I mean, this show was the best show ever. I mean, I think I recommend you to check it out the next time they actually have one. So yeah, you should check it out.
I definitely will.
Well, yeah, it was all around an awesome show. I mean, even besides Steen versus Hero, I mean, you had P.P. Ray versus Candice LeRae and Christine Von Eerie. That was an awesome match. Joey Ryan versus Cheerleader Melissa. That was a really good match. I mean, it was just stacked. I mean, then you obviously have Adam Thornstowe, the QPW champion, versus Drake Younger, and that was an awesome match.
Yeah.
And for those of you who are not aware, there was a Facebook post put up by Quintessential Pro Wrestling that this past event that just happened actually got picked up by High Spots.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, so it'll be available up there very soon. So keep checking in on that. Keep checking in on Quintessential Pro's Facebook and Twitter for more information on that, and it's going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome, to say the least.
Yeah, good for you guys.
Yeah, and another thing I want to ask you, the best match of the night had to be Kyle O'Reilly against Brian Kenris. That was a real good match.
That was
really
the type of match where people were more quiet because they're watching. You know, you watch that type of match because you're appreciating what it is that's in front of you. You know, it's just a total clinic of wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it was an awesome match. I mean, a lot of people were very quiet through it, but because it was that type of match.
Yes, you're right. It was that great match. I mean, it was one of those matches that got us focused. Like, let's get off the phone and look at this match. Fuck your text message is good. That's what it was.
Exactly.
I mean, when it comes out on DVD or when it comes in High Spots, I recommend anybody that's listening to the show to check out that match. That was a brutal match. I mean, not brutal, but I mean, if you look like technical wrestling, you will like this shit. That was the best match of the night. And I give props to Kyle O'Reilly. I mean, he can go against anybody and anybody with a good match. So I'm just surprised in Ring of Honor they don't give him that. So
he's shown his range, going from PWG against Elgin, and doing matches like that, to going in against a smaller guy like Brian Kendrick and kind of matching up with him, still having an amazing match. Kyle O'Reilly is so underrated. It's ridiculous.
Yes. All right. I want to ask you the future of Quintessential. Like, are you guys planning a show pretty soon, or do you might have a date or anything, or something you want to give out?
Well,
like what can you?
Well, I'm not in charge of any of that stuff or anything. That would be more Alan. So Alan, when he has more information up, I'm sure he'll put it up on Quintessential Pro and all the Twitter and Facebook feeds and all of that. So for me to really give you a date or an idea of when the next one is, I wouldn't have any facts behind it,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, I hope you guys do it very soon.
Guaranteed when we do come back. Guaranteed when they do come back, it's going to be an amazing show. So just be ready.
All right. And hopefully bring in CM Punk. That's with you. Okay, but
not to put any pressure on you.
But all the serious right now, I just want to ask. Okay. Well, I don't know if you can answer this, but why was there an 8-month period delay? Because the last show you guys had was in June, but now you guys finally had one this past Saturday. There was an 8-month delay. What happened? And can you give us an answer? Like, can you tell us anything about why it took that long to have another show?
Well, I really wouldn't be able to give you an answer. I mean, as far as knowing why or anything like that, but again, the show was well worth the wait. Aptly named, well worth the wait.
Yeah.
Sometimes as far as for why I see, sometimes it's best to maybe think a little bit on the show and see what it is that you actually want to put out there, so you have something to plan as opposed to every single month. So at least that's the way I would see it. But I really don't know the reasons for it or why. I go in and I do my little thing, and and I walk out. But then I watch the show.
Yeah, you come out with your AC/DC music.
Oh, yeah, that was awesome. I mean, what better way to get the party started than with AC/DC? I mean, come on. That guy's voice is epic. It's like, doo!
Yeah, you should have like an Eric Bischoff type role in that show. Seriously, you could probably do it. I mean, you should have that like authority thing. I mean, I feel like you are that guy. Seriously, I really do feel like it. So
I don't know. I mean, I just I don't know. I don't want to get ahead of myself or anything like that. I mean, I'm still fairly fresh doing it, so I'm just happy with what it is that I'm able to do.
Tell Alan said make you the fucking authority guy. Tell Alan to say, hey, make you in charge. I'm the authority. You're the law. You make matches. Do what you gotta do. Bring more titles. Oh,
that would be awesome.
Speaking of titles,
you should get something set up and just send him something.
Yeah. Speaking of those, Adam Thorso is the quintessential champion. I'm gonna say he's your champion. Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, the guy. I mean, what Drake Younger says he's underrated. Do you really think about him that way? Like, are you proud that he's your quintessential champion?
Oh yeah, that guy is amazing. He should be. He should be in PWG matches. Like I do not know why he's not on that card or on any PWG
well, he
card.
Was on Friday.
Well, he was on Friday.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. But before then, I don't know why it took so long. But either way, very underrated, and you're going to see a lot more of him coming out.
Well, I'll tell you this though. After that match he had with Tommaso Ciampa, there was some please come back chants. So I'm pretty sure he's coming back. I thought at first he wasn't. Maybe he was just a replacement guy. To be honest with you, I thought he was going to get crushed by Tommaso Ciampa, but I was dead wrong. So
he's a great talent.
Hey, I saw him got suplexed right in front of me at PWG, but yeah, coincidentally, he had a great match with Drake Younger. You know, chair use and everything. That was freaking awesome.
Well, I mean, if you really think about it, look at the talent that Quintessential Pro, has. You look at Kevin Steen, you look at Chris Hero, you look at Ray Rosas, Peter Avalon, Brian Cage, and for him to be the champion says a lot about him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
what it is that he brings to the table. There's a lot of high-name superstars there, and the fact that he's the champ shows a lot. And that's the way I would put it anyway.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, hopefully you guys could bring more titles, like maybe a tag team title, because you guys have a okay division. You got PP Ray, you got the realist. Beep. Rockness Monsters are there. You can.
Don't forget Young Bucks.
Bring more tag teams.
Formed at Quintessential Pro.
Yeah, the first show they were there. You want to bring in Young Bucks again, bring them on again. Hey, fuck, you want to bring Bad Influence back? Go ahead. But yeah,
again, it just goes to show you never know. You never know who could be at a QPW event. And even if it takes a few months or so to get an event going, your hard-earned money is going to a show that has been well thought out. Like there was nothing rushed about it.
Even if it takes a 90-day no clause.
All right. Well, Cap, we only have like a few minutes left. Do you want to give out your Twitter, and you want to give out more info about Quintessential before we let you go?
Oh yeah, sure. You can find me on Twitter at Icon of Comic-Con, and you can find me on Facebook. Just type in Captain Comic-Con. I think I'm the only one there. Let's see. Also, you can find Quintessential Pro Wrestling on Facebook and Twitter. Pretty much type in Quintessential Pro Wrestling. They're the only ones there. Besides that, thank you for having me on the show. Had a lot of fun. Oh, also one more, RNA Brand. RNA Brand on Twitter and Facebook. Great comics, great artwork, everything on there. Douglas Freeman's the man.
Yeah, definitely. Hold on. I want to become a psychic, so I want to guess when is the next Quintessential show. All right. My guess, it will be March 29th on a Saturday. That's my prediction. I don't know if you agree with my prediction, but that's my prediction. That's the next Quintessential show.
March 29th.
I mean, we're the month of February. Yeah. The day after PWG. Yeah, day after PWG, right? So, yeah.
Yeah. Maybe the next one will be called You Never Know. PWG, Never Know.
That's a nice
good
one.
All right, guys. Well, thank you for having me on the show. Love WrestlingHeads. You guys are awesome. Have a good night.
Thanks,
all right,
you too.
Take care, man. Take care. Yeah, look how many feedbacks we got, and we're really short-handed, and just me and you on the show. That's freaking awesome, isn't it?
I know.
Yeah.
That's
we only have a
exciting.
few minutes left. Yeah, we only have a few minutes left, and there's one thing I want to mention before we give our Twitters, that Kurt Angle, I mean, supposedly got reported that he blew up at a backstage in TNA. I don't know if this is true or not, but this is all I got to say. Even if it's true, I mean, he ain't going to last in TNA. I don't see him in 2015 in TNA. You know, I'm pretty sure in 2015 we have a better chance seeing Adam Cole in TNA than Kurt Angle. So it doesn't really matter to me. Kurt Angle could be gone by the fall time. So I don't know if you want to say anything about that. I don't know if you want to say anything because we have a few minutes left.
I agree with you. I don't see Kurt Angle being in TNA for another year. I don't.
Yeah.
I think he'll be gone within 2014.
All right. Okay, before we give our Twitter, there's one thing I got to make a little announcement on the way. We're going to have WrestlingHeads Radio on Wednesday, this coming Wednesday. But next week is going to be a little different. Due to we're going to be at RAW on Monday, we're not going to have WrestlingHeads Radio on Monday, but we're going to have it on Tuesday and Wednesday. We're having back-to-backs. So, yeah. So just our listeners to let you know, next Monday there's going to be no WrestlingHeads Radio due to we're going to be at RAW. But, yeah, Tuesday we will have a special Tuesday show. But, yeah, listen to us on Wednesday. And, I'm going to get on my Twitter. You can follow me at Sinister632. You can follow WrestlingHeads. Follow me on Instagram as well, the same name, Sinister632. Once again, follow WrestlingHeads on Twitter, Instagram, Vine. Also like us on Facebook. And, yeah, we'll keep you with updates. Check our website out, WrestlingHeads.com. Buy our T-shirts at Pro Wrestling Tees. And, yeah, that's about anything. Anything you want to give a plug out to, Sloan?
You can follow me on Twitter at Sloan's Tweets, which is SLOANE. And my Tumblr wrestling blog is trashbagho.tumblr.com. And I write a weekly column. It just gets cross-posted all over, but you can read everything in one spot right there.
Yeah, and once again, check our website out. Check out my classic match of the week, which was AJ Styles teaming up with Matt Sydal against Austin Aries and Roderick Strong from Ring of Honor back in 2006. Check out my classic match of the week. Check our top 10 of the week. Yeah, or just check our website for news and everything at WrestlingHeads.com. Until Wednesday, peace.
Have a good night, guys.